What's up, everybody? I think Katie's going to hop on here in a second. And yeah, we're talking about all the things that we have going on in our REVB planning. We've got a lot of stuff going on with content that's working right now. Different people are hitting on some different things that are really talk about it as Katie hops on, which should be any second now. So it's been an interesting week of planning. We are putting together the agenda and all that fun stuff. And what's fun about RevB is that it's like we're constantly looking for the things that are working, and then there's always new things coming up, like all the way up to the event. And so it's yeah, it's definitely a fun time. I am like hitting accept on adding Katie, and for some reason, she's just not getting added here. There she is. All right.
There we go. I was like requesting.
Yeah, I kept seeing it and hitting accept, but oh, there he is, Johnny boy. Love it.
Johnny.
You guys out for a nice walk? I love it. It's the 75 hard walk.
Yep. Got his gloves on and extra clothes and,
Good stuff.
just out here with the
Good
pup.
stuff. Love it. So Katie, on the airport topic, one of our agents, Rob Fedwa, is up to like 600 shares on his San Antonio airport update, and it's just like it just keeps the airport content just keeps crushing.
Well, because honestly, like sometimes it's good news about the airport, but a lot of times it's things that are closing or things that are changing, and people just want to bitch about it, right?
And
Like, I,
even if it's good news though, it's like good news to some people, and then other people are always going to be mad about it. So
what's up? What's up, Francis? What's up, Rich? Hey, Brooks. Yeah, I mean, I just shot one yesterday. I batch content shot like a bunch of talking head style videos for like the three-part, green screen video.
yeah,
And one of them's on the airport, and I was like gonna edit it last night, but I was like, I'm not gonna post it tonight, so like I can edit this tomorrow. Like I don't need to like fervently edit this at like, you know, midnight basically to like post it first thing this morning. I was like, I can calm down, Katie. So
yeah.
stay tuned. Maybe it'll perform, maybe it won't. We'll see.
And Jeremy Knight brings up a good point. Like transportation in general is a hot button. So,
Yeah.
if some new highway is getting built or if some new roads getting improved, like that type of stuff always hits because people always have an opinion about it.
Brooks
And
just
then,
said Oakland just changed the name of the airport to San Francisco. Is that for real or is he joking?
I mean, it's California. I would not be surprised. Like they would definitely do something like that. And I could definitely see Oakland trying to like church up their airport a little bit
The
by
East Bay,
moving away
man.
from calling it.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Well, Brooks earlier commented, just woke up. Like, no, Katie and I have both been to the gym, and this is post gym us on Saturday morning. And
Did
then
you hit
Rich,
deadlifts?
I did not. I hit bench today, and yeah, hit a
Chest
little,
day?
little
Chest
275.
day on a Saturday?
Well, that's the best day for chest day. Nice
275s
relaxing morning.
or 2.75 or
2 point,
275
obviously,
pounds?
no, 2.75 always. So, um, yeah. So I think the transportation stuff's been interesting, but then the other piece is if you get some content stuff that goes viral, I think we go into two different modes, right? It's like, what's the next piece of content I'm going to put out to keep the momentum going to try to grow the audience? Because when I did talk to my buddy Rob, he's like, man, but this thing had, I think he's almost up to like 1,000 shares or something. Like, it did well, took off probably 100,000 views, and not that many new followers, right? Not that many people in the audience. And so it's like, well, if somebody sends one of your reels, like you got to hit them with something else that they resonate with, that they like, that's engaging to try to get the follow. And so I think whenever that happens, really leaning in and being in a little more intentional about what that next piece of content is after you've gone
Well, and
viral.
that's where like it helps for you to respond to comments and
Yeah,
take some of those comments and make more reels out of the comments,
yeah,
right? So you can go into your video, you can click on the specific comment, and when you go to reply, there's a little camera button in the bottom corner.
yep,
You click that, and then you can respond with a video, right? And so you could put it on your story, but you can also make it into a reel. And I think that that's where there's opportunity, that then if I'm commenting, Tim, on your post, you're seeing, oh, Katie Day responded to you, and you're clicking on my profile again, and that may result in a follow, right? So it's something that not only helps your initial content continue to perform and be seen by more people, but then also potentially garner some followers, which I
Yeah.
think, is the goal, right? Is like getting the followers, then getting the emails.
And then I do feel like, Jeremy mentioned transportation's a hot button issue. So if you I know a lot of us, like, we schedule out our content. So like we're putting out these 3 reels this week. But if you put one out on Monday that takes off, you may want to hit the pause button and analyze whether the one on Wednesday is the one you want to follow up with. Because if you put one out that's like about the airport, then yeah, you may want to go back and make one about a comment. You may want to go back, make something that's transportation related, because we want to try to carry that momentum to actually get more of an audience, more of the followers, and then the next piece that Jeremy's hitting on, are you getting business yet? I think that's the next piece is like, okay, we have this viral piece of content. It goes and grows the audience. Hopefully it grows the audience. We get some new followers, we get some more stuff. How does that turn into business? And I think,
Well,
yeah,
Tim, that's a great question. I feel like we might have just shot an entire podcast episode on conversion from gaining new followers. Is that
we
something
did.
that we did talk about?
We did. I think that's our latest podcast episode is about how to convert these viral videos into business. And one of the things that we're finding across the board with a ton of our people is that you can have these videos that grow an audience and you can keep growing the audience, but the conversion on Instagram, the conversion is happening in the stories and in the DMs and getting the comments and converting people to the DMs. And so if you're just putting out the content and you're not putting the engaging uh stories out there that start the conversations, then that's where a lot of the people that we know, they're like, hey man, like, I've got a bajillion views on Instagram and I've gone viral 6 times, but like I still haven't had a single person call me to transact. It's usually that lack of conversion in stories and DMs.
Well, and it's interesting. This like kind of reminds me, especially since Jeremy's commenting about like people that would go viral with like a YouTube short
Yeah,
when YouTube Shorts first came out, and like say it was like Jeremy posting something about like his kid's baseball game, right? And that goes viral. Those people aren't people likely that are going to buy or sell in Austin, Texas, right? And so
yeah,
where I think the transportation's a hot button right now, local stuff and things that are opening and closing in your local market is also performing pretty well right now. And so like I think you need to be way more um, focused on posting content that resonates and is important to your target audience in your feed. And your stories can have the kid at the baseball game stuff, right? Because I think that the your posts just need to be a lot more specific.
yeah, yeah. I think that, yeah, I think a lot of our people have trouble growing the audience, but do really well in the stories and the connection and the conversion. Like Misha just commented, he said, "I don't have many views, but I close transactions." And then we've got the people on the other side that are getting a bajillion views and just aren't converting. And so I think that, like you were talking about, we, at least on our crew, right, on our REVB community, I think we've got most people narrowing down the content for making sure they have the right audience, and so they're not building the wrong audience of just people in general. But then
We
converting,
don't
that's
want
been
just
fun.
people.
Well,
And that's where
you
I'm
know,
having so much fun with this new Houston channel, right?
yeah.
Like,
Any
because,
updates
you
there?
know, so about 65% of the followers are all Houston based on, because like they only show you like 4 or 5 cities, right? It's like Houston,
Yep.
Pearland, Woodlands, Cypress, like the suburb cities. Um, so per your recommendation, Tim, I've started to put in stories of like me at
Yeah.
coffee shops or going to local restaurants, or the three things that I'm able to do throughout the week kind of thing. Um so I'm starting to tee up the stories, and it's wild, like I'm actually getting decent views on them.
Yeah.
So, now I'll start to add in and layer in some real estate stuff. I just didn't want to like go in too hard and selling first, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely think that. I think one, I mean, this little one that we're playing with, this little local page has less than 100 followers. So I mean, it's like tiny.
It's
But
little, yeah,
the
small.
last video we the last video we put out hit 4K views, and I think the big thing is getting the collabs and getting the reshares on stories from the local businesses that have good followings.
Yeah.
And so, um, and then two, like we kind of know our demo that, I think when you're building social media accounts, you have the target demo that you want, and then you have the people that you end up with, right? And hopefully it's close, but it's not always exactly what you're looking for. And what's funny is I'm starting to see, like, we posted the fancy boutique hotel that just opened up. We just went to a place last night that just opened up that's fancy, and we're starting to see the demo is like, I don't know, looks like pretty wealthy women or something that are interested in this kind of style. I was telling Pon, I'm like, Pon, you're gonna have to take over this channel because it's hitting your demo, not
Well,
mine.
but what's cool is like Tim, if you're creating the content and then Pon's in it, like your
Yeah,
hotel one, like
yeah.
that's gonna resonate, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that like Pon has to actually like curate the content, right? Her being in it, I think, is actually better than your ugly mug being in there, you know?
It is, but when we talk about like, I think that can grow the audience. When we talk about the connection and the stories, I'm gonna need her to jump more in probably on the stories because I'm not gonna do as good of a job connecting on that personal level. And so, but I will say what was funny was, again, less than 100 followers, so like total, testing phase. I got like 4 or 5 followers from the fact that they reshared my story. So the fact that, like, I tagged them on the story and I was doing the thing, and the hotel reshared it picked me up a couple followers. And so
Well,
just tagging those places on the
tagging the
stories.
businesses is super key. And it's funny because it's like I can remember doing a keynote on this back in like 2021,
Yeah.
right? And like being like, and you need to tag a business in your stories. Like none of this stuff changes. And we just shot a podcast with Jimmy Burgess,
But we
who, if
forget
you guys
about it,
don't know him,
you know?
he's been in the business for 30 years. That's
Yeah.
a common theme throughout the thing, is just making fun of him for being old. But the point is like we were kind of going through like the tried and true things and then how they've kind of been adjusted for technology and for video. And it was
Yeah.
a very interesting conversation to have, right? Um, but yeah,
But I
Misha
think
put in the chat too. I want to go ahead.
no, no, no. What Misha put, Misha's the man.
Be you and not try to be someone you're not, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that that's figuring out like what resonates with you, figuring out like a lot of people are doing a lot of things right now, but it's like what are the tried and true things, and then what are the things that like resonate with you that
Yeah.
you can post.
What's up, Drew
What's up, Drew?
Thompson?
Oh,
um, So yeah, it's been fun. And then just like really trying to hide my page from all of you. So it's just local stuff, which I kind of see you've been doing too, Katie, and trying to keep it super local and build
I
that
just whenever
local
you
audience.
follow my account, Tim, every day that you follow it, I just remove you as a follower every day. You do it in the morning and then I remove you in the afternoon. It's just like our daily ritual, you know. I'm kidding.
But it's fun. Like we do some content, it takes off, it's great. I want to share it so bad. I'm like, I just want to share this thing and get it a
Ooh.
thousand more views. But I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because the audience is so focused right now. I don't want to mess it up.
Focus, man. So the other thing that I was going to say is you're saying tagging local businesses. Obviously, that's tried and true, something you definitely should be doing. You can always add mention later. So if I post my story and I forget to tag Tim's coffee shop, I can go back in, hit the three little dots on my story and add mention and add
Yep.
the coffee shop later in the day.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then two is look in your thing and see view story reshares and view post story, like you can see if people have shared your post, like your reel on their story, or reshared your
Yeah.
story or whatever. And I go in and I thank people for sharing my post, right? So you share my airport post and say da 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 whatever, and I say,
I
hey
got to do
Tim,
that. Yeah.
appreciate you sharing my shit, man. Like, if there's ever anything we can do for you, let me know. Happy Saturday.
Well,
Right. And so that starts conversations, which then again, if they respond and we have a little back and forth, helps
yeah.
the algorithm juices think that we're
Oh
friends.
my goodness.
Not
Yeah.
you and
And
me,
that
because we're not friends, but me and these other people.
other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, for sure. And then, I mean, even on our other pod, they're talking about thanking people for following them. Like, what a easy thing to do when you're starting to grow a channel. Like when somebody follows you and you just say, hey, thanks for the follow. Like, appreciate you connected or whatever, something that's not creepy. But again, like if you have a chance, if you're growing an Instagram page and it only has a couple hundred followers, but they're all engaged, I think that really helps you out a ton.
So the only thing that's tough with that I found is on this local page, there's a lot of like private pages.
Yeah.
So you have to like click on the person, click on their profile, and then click like to message them. It doesn't like you have to go click
Yeah,
through
yeah.
those dots and message them. So it's
I know
like
what you
a
mean.
lot more steps than messaging a public profile. So that was
Yeah.
something for me. I'm still doing it sparingly. Like I'm not doing
Yep.
it with every follower, but like for the
Yeah.
first 100, I probably messaged everyone.
And then also like again, less than 100 followers. So I keep caveating this, like say take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but we're definitely over indexing on new places. So
Oh yeah,
because we
the
were
Instagrammable places and the things that are just opening for sure.
but the fact that we were like the second person to check into this hotel and everybody has been kind of waiting for this thing to open helps out a ton. Like the Pawn saw a post that opened up the restaurant, so we booked a reservation there for tonight because we understand. I also like food, but we also understand like the timeliness of if I put that video out 3 weeks from now, it probably does 20% of what it's done.
Well, that's because like people were like, oh shit, it's open. Hey husband, hey wife,
Yes, and
hey friend,
it.
let's
Yep.
go to happy hour, or let's go on date night, or let's
Yeah.
do whatever. Um, it's interesting you say that. So like Lori on my team just posted one of like a coffee shop from Austin that just opened in Houston, and it's at like a few thousand views.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like if it was posted again, as you said, like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like I don't think it would have as much engagement. And it's like a super simple, like, pan like this of the place, right?
Well, and that's what I was gonna say too. I think we get too caught up. Like time is gonna win, and so if you go to the new place opened up, like just do some nice pictures of the place and you can do a carousel post.
Yeah.
Like don't let trying to make some fancy video get in the way of you getting it done as soon as the place opens because the timeliness is what's gonna win.
Well, and one thing that's cool with CapCut now is there's an AI edit in CapCut. So you can upload 5 videos, 5 pans of the spot and pictures or whatever, and say, make me a vlog style video that's 15 seconds, that's upbeat and has good music or whatever, and it'll make
Yeah.
it for you, right? So like it's not something that you have to sit and edit it and do all the things.
But I think the carousel post is underrated,
Well, and
you know?
yeah, also carousel posts. But like I'm just saying, like if you're doing a reel, but
Yeah.
yes, carousel posts are hitting. They're
And
hitting hard.
I just like figuring out how to ninja walk with the camera at point 0.5, like ninja walk with your phone at point 0.5,
Like this.
you
Oh,
know?
like ninja,
Yeah.
like secret.
No,
Like not
not
holding it out like
ninja,
this,
but
but
like kind of smooth. Like I walk through places with trying to hold the camera steady. And then I do the old, hold on, you ready? Let's do this. I do the old, like, oh, this is my ugly office. Cool, cool, cool. And then the flip back, like, I don't know.
yeah,
That's,
you are pretty
that's,
into
I
that.
love that. Like, it's, I don't know. It works for me. It's pretty
No, you
engaging for,
you do it a lot. I'm not that
uh,
wasn't you are really into that. Is that better?
yeah. Yeah, no, that sounded much better. It sounded like you
All
actually
right.
cared.
All right, there's 11 people right now that are with us. Who's
Yeah.
going to be
Who's going to be
in
at
San
REVB?
Antonio in April? Drop it in the chat. Say hello. Let us know you'll be there. If you
Yeah.
have not yet booked your hotel room, please hop on that.
Oh, yeah, because
No one's responding.
it is Fiesta. It's Fiesta weekend. Oh, Misha calling out my cable management, dude. I'm
Misha,
waiting to
this is
like.
an improvement. Misha, this is an improvement because before it was all just boxes. And so at least they've unpacked the boxes. Kat's asking, it is April 24th and 25th in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. You can find
Well,
details at realestatevideoblueprint.com.
and it's Fiesta weekend there,
Yeah.
and so it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a really good time. But I'm also worried that the hotels are going to book up, and
So
so
Fiesta is
yeah,
like
book the hotel.
a big party in San Antonio. Yeah. Like
It's amazing.
what's,
Yeah, I mean,
do you
it's
know more
like
about it?
I mean, you could think it's like, oh God, no, I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then San Antonio people ruin me. But it'll be a fun party.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Kat, come on down. You can use code FIESTA for a discount on your ticket. All caps.
All caps.
Fiesta.
Fiesta, all caps.
Fiesta.
All right,
Um,
Katie. We recorded a good pod with Jimmy Burgess that's coming out. If people want to check that out when it
yeah,
drops.
that should come out on Tuesday, but I'll share it on the RevB Instagram page story.
And then, I went back and listened to Tyler Hassman's podcast again. Still one of my
You
favorites.
love Tyler
I
Hassman. I do
love that
too.
interview though. That's one of my favorite interviews that we've done. Misha, thank you, man. Yeah, like if you're on the fence, yeah, you gotta go.
Jimmy
And look,
talked
here's
about
the deal.
Jimmy talked about being on the fence on our podcast. You guys can listen
People,
to
no,
it.
he's off the fence. People are very open and honest with me. And so I feel like they don't sugarcoat things. I would say everybody that's on the fence and they end up going is always like, I'm so glad I came, you know?
Yeah.
That's what she said. But if you're on the fence, I can tell you like I think you'll be happy you did it because it's usually a good time. And not
Andrea
listen, not not because of Katie and I, but because of all the amazing people that are in the crowd and all the amazing speakers that we get on stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Andrea said it was her favorite event last year. Andrea is a very good meme sender. If you guys aren't friends with her, connect with her on Instagram and then ask her to send you her favorite memes.
Listen,
She
no, that's
sends
that's
some.
not that's not what you do, Katie. That's poor
She's
Instagram etiquette.
no
You
slide
friend
into
up.
her DMs. Say Katie they sent me and said I need to get a reel from you, and she'll
Okay,
send you a reel.
that's fair. If you do the Katie Day sent me thing, I think that's fair. But
Katie they sent me, send me a reel.
if I want
She is so good. See,
somebody,
Kat, thank you.
she's the best. If I want somebody to send me a reel, I send them a reel.
You
You know
don't
what
send reels.
I mean?
The reels you send suck. I
Oh
send
well,
you
that's your
reels. I send
opinion.
and also I send you reels all the time, and I'm lucky to get a double tap heart.
Yeah, but you send them in that group chat,
No,
and
I send
it
them
just
directly
blows
to
up really
you.
fast.
I
I
send
don't
our
think
I
so.
send our trauma reels
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
you directly.
those ones are good. Those ones are good. That I can identify with. So, all right. Well, Kat, I apologize for our conversation getting so off the rails, but
That's kind of how
yeah,
we are.
that's kind of how we are. All
Cool.
right, we're
Well,
excited to see
happy
everybody.
Saturday, man.
Happy Saturday, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
We'll we'll see you this week. Later,
Adios.
everybody.